Hey nerds, welcome to episode 57. Coming up this week on the podcast, we have 5 dynamite trailers. Our first look at Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning has Eric's Tom Cruise man crush on full display. Meg really enjoys watching Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans in The Gray Man, also starring Chris Evans' mustache. Darren's hype for Andor just went ballistic, so let's play that song.
Welcome to another episode of the Nerd Rundown podcast, where we cover the latest in the nerd world of movies, TV, and more. I'm your host, Darren Stemple. You all know my co-pilot, Eric Herron.
Hello, everybody.
And flying with us today is Megan Bradbury.
Hey.
Finger guns.
Yeah, come on. You got to do it there, Meg. You got to do it.
I did.
You got it. You can find us on our social medias, like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, all at the Nerd Rundown. And while you're there, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, hit the bell, so that when we post the show, you get that notification buzz in your pocket. Let you know that we are live on the internet. Not live, just alive on the internet, I guess you can say.
We are.
You can also listen to us on all the other major podcast services. Big time rundown this week. We were really treated this week. I feel like the first 5 pieces of our rundown, we're all going to be very positive about, and not just rose-colored glasses positive. But first on the rundown, we got our first official teaser trailer for the 7th Mission Impossible movie, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Got to see Tom Cruise running. Got to see Haley Atwell. Got to see Rebecca Ferguson. Got to see Simon Pegg running. Eric, is this going to take you 4 years to watch?
It will. It will not take me 4 years to watch this one. I can tell you that much. I don't know what happened, like with the, with the last one. I don't know why it took me so long to watch it, because I've loved almost all of them up to this point. Rogue Nation was ridiculously good. I mean, to see him strapped to the side of a airplane, that was crazy.
Open the door!
Yeah, open the door. The other door. It's like I love the return of Kittredge. From the first, and he has such a great voice. Yeah, his voice is so good. To see him in there, one of my favorite guys, and I've watched Ozark. I love Ozark, and he's been around a long time. But Issei Morales is in this, and he looks amazing. That's where I've seen him from. Yes, oh yeah, he looks amazing. Yeah, he was Del in
in the first season, right?
In the first season, he's so good. He's so good.
He's so intimidating.
Oh, he is. He's just incredible. So cast looks awesome. Rebecca Ferguson is in there. She looks amazing. Like you said, Haley Atwell looks really, really good. And it seems like Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie have really got a great chemistry with each other, and they just are doing a great job. And so this thing looks amazing from the very beginning. The soundtrack, of course, you've got that great theme song that they have running through it, and that trailer just builds and builds and builds, all the way to the very end when he takes that journey off the end of the thing. And I watched that behind the scenes clip where he did that stunt over and over and over again, and it's like, golly day, man. I mean, that dude,
gotta get him set up again.
he puts in the work. And I think to myself, if that dude dies in a plane crash, or he dies in a stunt, I will not be sad for him. I'll be sad for him if he dies in his sleep. Like, I would be sad for him for that, because like that's not how he would want to go. Like, he would. I have a feeling
he's trying to kill himself.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's trying to kill himself, but he's just pushing it to the edge, and I can't help but be like, just appreciative to Tom Cruise for he doesn't insult his audience. He knows what his audience wants. He knows what his fans want to see, and he gives it to them. And I respect the hell out of the guy. I really do. I think he's a movie star, and he just, you know, I did see that Carrie Elwes is in it, but I didn't see what role. It didn't seem like I didn't see him in the trailer. I just saw him in the IMDb, which, I mean, I love Carrie Elwes. When anything that dude's in is.
If you're wondering who that is, Princess Bride.
Yes.
Main character in Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you wish. Yeah.
Fire ass take, Eric, about appreciation for Tom Cruise. I mean, the man has just entertained us for 40 years, going on 40 years. Yeah. So thank you, Tom Cruise. We salute you. Meg, what did you think of the trailer?
So hopefully this doesn't take me like 26 years to see, because I still have confession time. I have not seen the first Mission Impossible. I haven't seen any actually. I've seen clips, of, bits and pieces. I know the general gist of it, but I actually have not seen any of them. So if I'm in this for anything, it's for Carrie Elwes and Simon Pegg. I love Simon Pegg.
Good reasons.
He's so great.
Yeah, this is definitely a theater worthy. I don't know if we're going to be getting a babysitter for it, but it's definitely, theater worthy. So it looked great. It looks, it's something I'd be interested in. I just never got into the Mission Impossible movies.
That scene of,
I was just going to say watch 1. You can skip 2 and 3 and go straight to,
I think 3's good.
I know you like 3, but really you could go straight to 4. Go 1, 4, and then watch the rest of them, and you will not be,
3 is when they start having a continuing plot thread.
Sure. Okay, that was my question. Is there
that plays out in the last one? Yeah. So and then if you don't watch 3, you miss out on an incredible Philip Seymour Hoffman performance.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like maybe the best bad guy in.
He really was really great. Yeah. Yeah.
The Fallout bad guy was so good. He was so creepy. But it's just it totally. J.J. Abrams took over for the third one, course corrected Mission Impossible. You get the gist. They take on impossible missions. Tom Cruise runs. They get
holds his breath.
Yeah, they get they get disavowed every movie.
Right, yeah. Right.
So there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
But it's a series. It's the premier action series, I'd say, up there with Bond, maybe even more so, because the older Bonds aren't necessarily great action movies, but
yeah.
It's great. I love the Mission Impossible series. Tom Cruise, for the first time, I think, is looking old. So we'll see how it all plays out. But it is good to see Haley Atwell on screen. She looks beautiful as ever. And Rebecca Ferguson, we were talking before the show. Those two ladies are just glamorous.
Yeah.
Fergie style. So can't wait. That comes out in 2023. That was a teaser trailer. We don't know any plot details or what's going on. So looking forward to that. Next on the rundown, we got this might be the best trailer of the week. First teaser trailer, first look at the Disney Plus series Andor, which is a TV show in the Star Wars universe, with the lead character being Cassian Andor, who you know from Rogue One.
Correct.
Diego Luna is playing the lead character. Holy F. This blew my mind. And it still, don't really know a whole lot about the show. It was a great teaser. Meg, I'll start with you this time. You watched it in your car and had your mind blown.
Yes. This was the one that the surround sound in my car was this made it so much more incredible.
I actually went and watched it in my truck just to see what you felt. And I was like, oh, but those That drum at the beginning.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome. And like I said, it's like 95 degrees. So, and I got goosebumps. So that tells you a lot about the sound, the music. But so, yeah, this definitely looks really awesome. And I think when I was looking through the YouTube comments, a bunch of people had said this looks like a movie more than it looks like a TV show. So I'm really excited to see what this looks like, episode to episode. Don't know what it's about. And I was looking through the cast. I was hoping, and I know Eric and Stemp both, like, you are more with the continuity and understanding the timeline of these events in that universe. I am not. So I was kind of hoping to see Jyn Erso, but she's not listed in the cast. So clearly that's not how this is going to, fall in the timeline. But I'm definitely looking forward to it.
To give you some details real quick, Eric, before we get to that, just to build off of what Meg said. So it takes place about 10 years prior to Rogue One. It will actually go back further than that, and there's some hints in there that some of it may even take place during the Clone Wars. But it also was announced in the last couple of weeks that it will have a season 2, and that the season 2 will lead right into Rogue One. So this is 12 episodes this first season, and it might have 12 episodes for the second season. We'll see how that plays out, but interesting details for sure on this episode, or on this TV series. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah. No, yeah, so I think the two characters that you're going to follow in this one are Cassian Andor, and then Mon Mothma is who the other character I think is that is who.
Yeah, she was the short-haired redhead.
Right. And so my understanding, just from what I read from there was a really good article in Vanity Fair that I think I mentioned last week on the show, where they talked about the Cassian Andor character and then doing a backstory, and really to see how he kind of gets revolutionized, because he was an Empire guy prior to, and then things just keep happening and he can't go along with it anymore, I think is basically. And I think that's what the show is going to be about, is how he becomes the rebel, and how the Rebel Alliance gets started, or at least on the ground level gets started, against the Empire. So I did not watch it in my car. I feel left out, but
you have to experience that. You really have to experience that.
Yeah. So but I loved it from the very get-go. I think it's hilarious that you have like all these like future things and you still don't have sophisticated bells. We have a guy that goes up there and bangs on the thing, but
on a metal drum.
Yeah, it's like, hey, all right, man, whatever. So nobody's figured out the bell system, but whatever. And I think for me, the biggest takeaway was that this is supposed to take place in a galaxy a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, and yet the Soviet Kalashnikov AK-47 manages to make its way into the trailer in a couple of different scenes, and I think to myself, that's pretty amazing. I knew that the Soviets sold those guns to everybody, but I'm really impressed.
Even the Empire, man.
Even the Empire, I'm like, wow,
they probably got him on a discount.
They bought him in bulk, So. But anyhow,
I'll have to go back and
you gotta go through it, and you gotta check it out. And it's not the Empire, it's the rebels, and that's how it always is. It's always the
cover thing.
Yeah, they're Kalashnikovs, and I'm like, man, that's awesome.
Okay,
even way back.
I have to go back and look at that scene.
But
now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I loved the trailer. I am, you really don't get to see much of Cassian at all.
Right?
Like Andor was not in that trailer very much at all. It was
as a kid too,
Yeah, they kind of just showed the world that they're going to drop him into, and kind of, it looks like a lot of political intrigue. Stellan Skarsgård, oh man, he is always so good, always so good.
Skarsgård, not Sarsgaard.
Not Sarsgaard. So, I just kind of looking at the IMDb stuff, there's a lot of people that only show one episode. And I don't know if that's because they just aren't putting who's actually in it fully, because we know Cassian obviously is going to be in 12 episodes because it's Cassian Andor. So he's the only person that gets like more than like one episode. I've seen a couple people that have 3 episodes listed on them, but they're so I'm not sure what that's going to look like. Like, I'm not sure how that's going to work, but anyhow, I thought it looked, I agreed with you guys. It does look like a movie.
There that it looked, it reminded me of Minority Report. The
elevators,
maybe the elevator, maybe Coruscant.
Yeah.
Is that iRobot or is that
Minority I can't Report? Remember. I can't remember. It might have been more iRobot, but yeah. Anyhow, it production value, effects looks legit. I mean, it looks legit. Looks like
it's definitely movie quality.
Yeah. And I think I'm okay. If we've got Mando, Boba was a bit of a miss. I'm not gonna lie, but it still was better than any of the other 3 movies that they made. From what you've said already, looks like Obi-Wan might be a hit. Moving to the small screen may be a good thing for Star Wars. Maybe having those $300 million budgets doesn't work, at least for right now. Maybe throttle it back, make them make good stories on a smaller budget, and give us the Star Wars that we fell in love with, which was, because Star Wars was made on a shoestring budget. There wasn't a ton of money in there, and so I like where it is. I really like where it is. I really like where we're headed. So
the thing that I love the most about this trailer is it really builds out the world of Star Wars. And I said this at the beginning of, I think it was Boba Fett. I really like when I get to see real world stuff in Star Wars, and just like the ground level stuff, like the janitors. I mean, I love seeing the love seeing the janitors.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I don't mean that as an insult. Like I seriously, like I'm
dead serious. I like seeing real worlds, and I've seen it go both ways. I've seen people say I hate that.
Yeah.
And I've seen people say I love it. I love it.
It makes it more real.
Have you seen the comedian Eddie Izzard, who does the Death Star canteen bit? So he talks about there's got to be like a cafeteria on the Death Star, right? So, I'll send you guys the link. It's
The really best Star Wars skit ever is the undercover boss with Kylo.
Yes,
that was genius.
Between that and Robot Chicken, that they did their Star Wars stuff, where they
and Family Guy.
Yeah. Well, the Robot Chicken one I think is my favorite, because the Robot Chicken one, they do the he's like, he choked him, and then he leaves, and the guy, he's like, yeah, Bill over there's died 3 times this week. He thinks he can choke us and all that other stuff, and it's just like, they come back with like the mustaches on, it's just like, I just think it's the funniest stuff.
It is like, it's very close for me. I think I just have a little bit more love for the Family Guy.
Yeah. No, I love it.
Really relate
something,
to
something dark side.
He's like pew 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 on the guard tower. Or or the handrails. Can we just get some handrails?
Right.
Next on the rundown, a movie I put in my top 5 for most anticipated movies this year. And I got a few weird looks, and I'm wondering now if people are starting to come around on it. The Gray Man, directed by the Russo brothers, directors of Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, starring Chris Evans himself, and Mr. Ryan Gosling, and Ana de Armas, and Catherine Winnick. I'm forgetting somebody in there. There was somebody I was like, oh,
Billy Bob. And
I didn't even know he was in it. I think that's why I was like, oh, Billy Bob is in this too. So Always love me some.
And Alfre Woodard, I have a soft spot for Alfre Woodard. I think she's
Alfre
just
Woodard,
an amazing
she's very
actress.
close. She's very close with the Russo brothers. She was in Civil War. Anyway, she's in it. Billy Bob, though, a cynical, sarcastic Billy Bob Thornton character, almost can't be beat.
Yeah. Well, and you forgot one. Really,
am I forgetting somebody?
You forgot. Well, it's not a somebody; it's a something that you forgot. That really should have its own separate billing. So,
regale us.
Yes,
I know what you're talking
it is it is Chris Evans' mustache that he is wearing in this movie. It really should have separate billing because it is a sinister character all in and of itself. Or It is bad. It is.
It even gets mentioned in the trailer.
Yes, it does. It does. What does he call it? I can't remember what he calls it. It's like
party stash or something.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was bad. So yeah.
Evans, like these guys are having so much fun in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, Evans looks downright despicable, like just a really bad guy in this one. And Gosling looks like he's going to be the hero running around and all that. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out, but Evans
they both
just
have their like humor though. I mean, even Gosling is like, my pride's hurt a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've said it before. If you're only as good as your villain. And Evans looks absolutely delightful as the villain in this one, So
absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it looks cool. It looks really cool. It looks action packed. It looks, like you're gonna get a lot of Ana de Armas.
It is a Netflix movie though, Eric. So.
I do, but it is a theater released Netflix
that's a good
one.
point,
so it's actually going to.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. So really it's actually going to the movie theaters as well as being released like a week or two later on Netflix. So
okay, good point. Good point.
And I think Meg had said, I'll kind of throw it to her, but she even said during our conversation earlier this week when we were chatting about it. She said, "It's a shame this one isn't going to be. This would be really cool in the theater." And I was like, "No, it's gonna be there, And so,
yeah.
But yeah, so Meg, what'd you think?
I was in with Gosling and Evans immediately.
Did you know about that stash?
Yeah, that was a little off-putting, but I'll deal with it. They both look amazing. I just, I want to see them kicking each other's ass. That looks really cool to me. But I need to find out because I Googled quickly. Like I said, I was at work when I was Googling. Don't tell anyone that. So I don't.
This will be on the internet, man.
Yeah, right. Never goes away.
But so I don't know what select theaters are getting it, and I don't know how to find that out. Maybe once it gets a little bit closer to the release date, then I'll know. And I don't know that I live close enough to any that will receive it, but if I do, I definitely
leave a comment when you know, fans, nerds out there.
Let us know because I want to see this on the big screen. It looks really, really good.
What was your favorite part about the trailer? Real quick, Meg.
So there was so much going on there, but I just kind of like at the end where they kind of like square off with each other and then they both just go at each other again. So it just kind of looks like one of those things where they're just going to keep meeting up throughout, the movie, just trying to kill each other, I think. I'm reading the synopsis again. Doesn't really give you any.
It's all good. It's Evans versus Gosling, and it's a match that I've been waiting for since it was first announced back in, I think, 2018, maybe 2019. Oh, wow. I got really excited about it. Forgot about it for about a year or two until we heard about it, and then got a first look at when the Netflix released their trailer for all the all the movies coming out this year. Looked great. Looks great. Can't wait for it. Next on the rundown, we got a first look teaser trailer for a new also Disney Plus TV series coming out later this year. A continuation of the story from the 1989 movie directed by George Lucas. Willow, with the man himself, Willow. No Mad Mardigan, it doesn't look like, but maybe they'll pull some Top Gun Maverick magic and have him in there somehow. But
right,
a new Willow story coming to our TV screens. I watched this trailer a few times because I was like, this looks fantastic. And again, it looked movie worthy. Movies.
Theater
it looked like a movie. It looked like a movie. So Eric, what did you think about the Willow trailer?
Well, typically I'm a little hard on the Hollywood's out of ideas stuff, but this is a story that I'm actually okay that they're pulling this one off and, and dusting this one off and bringing it back because I would love to have seen more Willow after the first movie. And, I'm not sure. I'm sure there was some sort of politics or whatever that went into why that didn't get made into a franchise or whatever. Maybe it wasn't as successful as they had hoped it would be, but I loved it. I as a kid, I loved it. And I think maybe it's, I think, this is, I'm going to be a little controversial here maybe, but Peter Dinklage really paved the way for this, and Warwick Davis is the first of the the little person that really mainstream popped up and stuff, and everybody took him seriously as a serious actor. He dressed up in certain costumes. I think he played Wicket in Return of the Jedi, but then in the original Willow, nobody had a problem with it. They called him the halfling or whatever. They called him like all kinds of little stuff, during the movie and it kind of insulted and used it as, but it never stopped him, and I don't think I ever forgot that, and so Peter, I think we really have to tip our hats to Peter Dinklage because, his Tyrion character from Game of Thrones, people loved it. And they took him seriously as an actor. They took him seriously because it was just like, hey, he was great. I mean, he was really, really great. And I think Hollywood looked at that and was like, hey, we can take a little person and put him in a leading role, and everybody's gonna, and it's good. Like, people are gonna like it, which I think is great because how many people that are super talented, that maybe are a little person, but they are phenomenal actors or actresses, don't get an opportunity to perform because people are, like, well, nobody's going to go watch that because, it's like, that's stupid. Put a good character out there, put a good performance together, and people are going to go pay money to watch that. They're going to want to see that.
Absolutely.
And I hope this looks awesome. Like, this looks great. I'm really excited for it. Like I said, I loved the original movie, and even if it doesn't have Val Kilmer, Mad Mardigan in it, I'm still gonna be watching this one every week. So,
yeah, buddy, I can't wait for it. Meg, are you in the Willow fan club?
So only because of Brett and the Northeast crew. That's the only reason I saw it, and I mean it's a movie that I feel like I should have seen when I was a kid because I think I would have enjoyed it more if I had seen it when I was little. I didn't hate it when I saw it as an adult. I just don't think I had the appreciation that I would if I had seen it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But I definitely, I want to go back and watch it again. But I did, like I said, I enjoyed it, but this isn't like top of my list.
Fair.
Fair. I think that's a good way of putting it. But the trailer looked great. Again, look movie quality. So looking forward to it. Next on the rundown, our final trailer of the week. Man, like I said, we got treated this week, people. Yeah. We got really treated because we got the first official trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder. Of course, we already had a teaser released about a month and a half ago, I think, that blew our minds. And this one, minus one scene, which I don't know if that's a scene that's going to be in the movie. The whole trailer was just absolutely phenomenal. It's a movie that is at the top of my list right now for a hype machine. We got to finally see Christian Bale as Gorr, the God Butcher, and goodness gracious, he looks scary as hell. So
looks badass. Yep.
He looks so badass, and he's a character in the comics that pretty scary. So if you're gonna get somebody to come in and scare your face off, it has got to be Christian Bale. I mean, what a get that is. What I really, really love about this trailer is anytime Gorr, once he makes his vow, he sucks the color out of the screen, and it's such an incredible contrast from the rest of the movie, because the rest of the movie is so colorful that it's not off-putting. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's just it like
shocking.
Shocking, I think, is maybe the best way of putting it. So I'll start with you, Meg, on this one. Where are you at with this trailer?
This is definitely, I'm gonna actively work at getting a babysitter to go see this.
Start now.
Start working on it now.
We need a date night, and I think this is going to be it, because I think it's one of my husband's, I think, favorite like Marvel movies is probably Thor Ragnarok. Is that accurate? I feel like that's accurate. Just because
live analysis.
Yeah, right.
just because of the the humor, and I think you guys had said last week, like, thank you, Taika, for coming in and fixing this and making this amazing for Thor. And so I think that's definitely high on the list of actively working for a babysitter movie night.
What was your favorite? Like, if you could think of like something like during the trailer, like what was your favorite like
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that is a good question.
Yeah, like what was your favorite part on there?
I mean, I don't know that this was my favorite part. I was gonna say, but like the funniest part, that like the only part I can remember, ironically, is the you flick too hard.
Right.
I mean, I can't wait to see if they blur out his butt in the real movie.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot,
really
Meg, but I was like, oh my gosh, I totally want to hear what she says here. So.
Yeah. I will say that I was saying all week, he went from dad bod to god bod all week, because that just his Taika's Gorr,
the Korg,
Korg voice is so good. So, Eric, what did you think of the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer?
It continued to, I mean, the first teaser we got was really, really good, but this one's even better. We got a much better look at Natalie Portman, which I was really excited about.
Can't forget that. Yeah.
So we got a much better look at her. We got a great look at Christian Bale as Gorr. I think the contrast that you're referring to is really, obviously it's not an accident, but it's very telling that you have a character whose role is to destroy gods, or those who think they're gods, and all that. So, I mean, we're gonna get Russell Crowe as Zeus. I like that,
Oh man, and he's got a great Greek accent.
Yeah.
Let's see who you are.
Right. I think the part that I think is gonna be the best for me, and I didn't see it in the trailer. I'm just piecing this together from the IMDb. Okay. So in Ragnarok, one of my favorite scenes is the actor scene with Matt Damon as Loki, and then Luke Hemsworth as Thor
from Westworld.
From Westworld, yeah, right. So, but we're adding in Sam Neill as and Sam Neill was Odin, which was great.
Yeah.
He is just one of my all-time favorites.
Returning,
and if you're not following him on Twitter, you really should, because he's really funny, really funny. And the fact that his Twitter handle is @2paddocks, I just think is just absolutely, like, the dude has a great sense of humor, and he's really so funny. But my favorite is Melissa McCarthy is going to be Hela.
I cannot.
And
wait
I
for that.
cannot wait to see what she looks like with. I just can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Whatever is gonna happen, it's gonna be awesome. But the whole rest of the trailer just looks. I didn't think I could be more excited for this movie, but after watching the trailer this week, I am more excited for it. So
absolutely,
this will be one that I will see on a Thursday night. I'll stay up late and and
it'll
just
probably
be
come out
tired.
at like 7 p.m. It might have like a 7 p.m. They don't really do the midnight showings anymore. Thankfully.
Yeah, right.
But I will say this: two things. One, we get to see Natalie Portman do some cool ass shit in that movie, including she tosses Mjolnir and it breaks apart, and that was so cool. That's a really cool. Creative way of using Mjolnir.
Right.
Now that it's reforged,
right?
But you can tell it's got like what's that?
It's like duct tape and popsicle sticks,
Well, it looks like what's that Japanese pottery? Where with the cracks in the pot in the. That's what it reminds me of.
Interesting.
Of course, I can't think of it, but
podcast brain.
Really, thank you, podcast brain.
Terracotta?
Really cool.
Stuff. I don't know what you're thinking of.
No. I'll know it when I hear it. Anyway, Morgan couldn't be on the show tonight, having a good time with the boys. He wrote in a Nerdbox question that's tied into this. So instead of coming back to Thor, I'll just stick with Thor. He writes, do you believe this is Thor's last movie? And he meaning is this Chris Hemsworth's last Thor movie. The character Thor may live on through Natalie Portman. Chris Hemsworth's Thor stops being. Is he going to die in this movie? My guess, no, because Chris Hemsworth has already come out and said he wants to play Thor more. That doesn't mean he's not going to die in this movie, I guess, because time travel and all that stuff. It's comics and movies. Anything can happen with gods. Any other thoughts on that? I kind of ruined it there, but do you think Thor will die? I guess I should ask.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they'll do something where
stop spreading your rumors, Morgan.
Where Natalie Portman probably takes over more of the role, in the future, but I don't think he's going anywhere.
Here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about Natalie Portman's Mighty Thor is in the comics, when she suits up as Thor, it drains all the chemotherapy out of her body. And so when she puts Mjolnir down and it stops being the Mighty Thor and goes back to Jane Foster, she was dying of breast cancer, was going through radiation. When she suits up as Thor, it drains the radiation and she gets even sicker as she stops being Thor. So it's a really cool concept. I don't know if they'll play to that in this movie.
So in her case, she actually can't be her alternate identity.
She has to always be Thor.
She always has to be the superhero.
Right. So but I think they'll have more Thor moving forward. So we'll see. I'll ask this before we get to the last piece there. Favorite trailer of the week, Megan?
Watching it in my car really
it really made a difference.
But honestly, I think it's The Gray Man for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's got me the most excited, I guess.
Okay. Eric, favorite trailer of the week?
I'm gonna go with the Mission Impossible.
Okay.
That one just I was like, dude, I am bonkers over that. And I've got a man crush on Tom Cruise. I'm not gonna lie. So,
I'm right there with you, buddy. I will say Thor Love and Thunder is the one I've watched the most, but that is to be expected. But the Andor trailer, just because we had not seen anything from this show, we really didn't know what it was going to be. We knew a little bit about what it was about, but had not seen anything. And this was filmed, or they started filming before COVID even was a thing. late 2019. So it's been in the works for a while, and it's coming off of a really great movie, one of the best, probably the fourth best Star Wars movie, maybe, up there with the third, ranked number 3 in the Star Wars universe. But the Andor trailer was my favorite trailer this week. It really was just incredible.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll close out with this. We'll close out with a RIP section. I don't normally like to end on a sour note, but we've had such a huge week of trailers and big news. It was a good week. Sad news still. Ray Liotta passed away this week at the age of 67. Ray Liotta, probably best known for his Henry Hill role in Goodfellas, where he actually so incredible in that movie, but well known for his other acts in movies. His other acts in movies? That doesn't even make sense, but you know what I mean. So
my favorite was him playing Shoeless Joe in Field of Dreams.
I was gonna say if it's anything other than that for you.
Yeah, I just loved him. Although I will tell you, it's a terrible movie, but it's a terrible movie in that it's just a bad movie, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. But he did a movie called No Escape, where he was like on an island prison, and this came out in like let me look and see, it's like 94. So yeah, he was like the lead guy, but he was like, they were like in this prison island or whatever, and then they trying to escape and stuff like that, and I watched that movie over and over again in 94. I actually really loved it, but it's a bad movie. It's really good. But Ray Liotta had such a great presence. And the older he got, the better that presence got, so whatever he showed up in, you were like immediately like, oh, it's Ray Liotta. Yeah. Like he just was so great. And, Rob Schneider is a guy that I follow on Twitter, and he said, he had a really great tribute to Ray Liotta. Just said he was one of the nicest people he'd ever met. So, and I think sad for his family and his fans and stuff like that. So, he's in our prayers and thoughts and stuff and everything.
Yeah. Maggie, you got anything to add?
I don't think I do. I mean, I knew him best from Goodfellas, but I actually, like, when I was a kid, and this is ridiculous, but Animaniacs is one of my favorite cartoons. And the Good
That is
Feathers,
not ridiculous, okay?
No.
Well, the Good Feathers skit with the pigeons was like, I didn't realize as a kid watching it when you're 8 years old, because you shouldn't be watching Goodfellas when you're 8 years old. So of course I watched Good Feathers. And when I got older and finally got to watch Goodfellas, I'm like, oh my God, they totally ripped this. Good Feathers totally ripped this from Goodfellas. But like he had a very distinct kind of, cadence and way he spoke in that movie. And great actor.
Did you ever see the movie Identity?
I did.
With John Cusack and Ray Liotta?
No.
Well,
it's an interesting. So. It's an interesting one. I'll just say that.
Okay.
It's, and Liotta is tremendous in it. He really is.
He's tremendous in everything. He's such a good actor.
Yeah.
Did you see Karina?
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of a random movie, but not really, because it's got Whoopi. Is it Whoopi? Yeah,
I think
Whoopi,
so.
The girl who's in it was like the big little girl actress of the 90s.
Yeah,
she was in other things. I can't really. Tina Margarino. She was in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
She was the little girl in Waterworld.
Yeah. She was really popular. They cast her in everything. She was the Jai Courtney of that time period. So,
well, let's.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I should be more. I should be more
nice to
kind.
Tina over
I should
here.
be more kind to Tina. Yep.
Tina, come get your dinner.
Right.
Anyway, Goodfellas is definitely one of my all-time favorite movies. My dad and I love us some mafia movies. So rest in peace, Henry Hill.
And his laugh is a memorable gif
it's
everybody.
It's one of the best gifts.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's like, you think I'm funny?
He will live on with.
Yeah. Him and Joe Pesci in that movie are so good. So we salute you. Oh, geez, we got some beer cans rolling down the theater.
Somebody's had enough.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go. We're gonna go hop on the Presents show, which is a bit different this week. Very excited about this. We're gonna see how it works out. But we are gonna go live react to Top Gun, as this weekend Top Gun Maverick releases in theaters. Eric, we know it's one of your all-time favorite movies.
Yes.
It is one of my all-time favorite movies. We know Meg loves it. So we're going to go react to it. We're probably just going to keep quoting it in between Eric's trivia. He's bringing a lot of trivia to it. So I'm excited. We're going to go watch that. Listen to our reactions here on the trailers for this week on the rundown, and then go listen to us live react to Top Gun. It's, maybe listen to it in 15-minute spurts like Meg does with Daredevil. So.
Right.
Guys, I should say guy and gal, see you on the Presents, and we'll see all of you next week on the Nerd Rundown.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.